Today we're going to talk about the how and why to seam liner together when you're doing a water feature construction. Hey guys, Will with Just Add Water. Today we want to chat about the kind of how we seam pieces of liner together, but also almost more importantly, the why we seam pieces of liner together. For us, the main two things with why we choose to do a seam are A, we just need to make the liner bigger, or maybe we have a weird angle from it to where it makes more sense to just do a seam rather than cut off a bunch of extra liner, something like that. An intake bay, for example, we fairly common make seams there. The other why to it is if we're in a stream situation and we call it a flop. So if you have your lower liner that comes up and can kind of wrap, we have our own threshold there that liner has to go so far vertical for, it has to be 8 inches above water level. If we're not going to be 8 inches above that, then we'd like to seam on, because now we have one piece to where we know we're going to be watertight. So those are kind of our two big main reasons for why we like to seam. Now the how portion of it. So we've done a couple other videos like this, or you've seen us in our other videos. So if you pay attention to the little things, it's really not that hard of a process to do. It's very straightforward. Hands down, the most important thing though is your preparation. Having that flat board, having a clean surface, having somebody there to help, that extra set of hands goes a long ways. So the process is you have your bottom liner, then we're gonna have it's cleaned and prepped. Like I've said, we've already done that part. It's flat. Then you're gonna put that double-sided down. There's a piece of tape on it so it's not instantly double-sided, but so you're gonna put that on there, and then you're gonna make sure that your next piece of liner is prepped and ready. So one kind of oversight here and part of the preparation process is have all of your stuff prepped, ready. You don't want to have your lower piece that has the double-sided on it, and then you have to go get a bunch of water on the next one. You want that, that has to be dry. Once we start working with the primer and the tapes and everything, water is not a friend in this situation. We want all of that stuff to be seamed together and dry, and then you can get it wet. So once your double-sided is on, it should be adhered, it's sticking to both sides. And now we're gonna do the cover tape. So your double-sided is about 2 or 3 inches. Your cover tape is 6. So where your joint it overlaps, you are going to, like I said earlier, prime wider than what you think you need. So if it's 6 inches, I like to go maybe 8 or 10 inches. So I have plenty of leeway. Go down, make sure that primer is tacky. Shake the can, spread it, make sure it's tacky. You don't want it pooling up or anything like that. And then just roll it out. Go slow, no bubbles in it. You're kind of going and pushing out to the sides as you're going to make sure that you're not having bubbles and wrinkles in it, because it will eventually pop and fail. In the video, you can see Brady at the end of it once they're done with the seam. He's got the heat gun out there. It was a chilly day. It's to help it adhere. It's to help it stay warm. There is a temperature threshold that you're supposed to do it under, and it's just our way of manipulating it a little bit. Once you're all done and your seam looks good, take a step back, admire your handiwork. I don't know. I try to let it sit for at least an hour or so, just to really make sure you're not going to move it around or anything like that, and then get to building. If you enjoyed this how-to video and kind of walk through on how to do your seaming work for your water feature, let us know what how-to video you'd like to see next in the comments. Otherwise, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you can see our next video.